Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering something called the Chase Trifecta. This is a credit card setup that a lot of people are going to refer to as the best or ultimate credit card setup if you want to maximize your earnings while earning really good things like free travel and stuff like that. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what it is, how you can use it, and if it's still worth it for 2023. Really quickly before we get into the video, I would just like to say that for any of the cards mentioned in this video today, I would recommend having a credit score of at least 700 and above before applying for any one of the cards in this list to give you the best chances of being approved, as well as I would always recommend waiting about 3 to 6 months in between credit card applications so you're not tacking on too many hard inquiries and hurting your credit in any negative way. So the first card we have is going to be the Chase Freedom Flex. So at the time of filming this video, Chase is offering you a $200 welcome bonus after you spend $500 in purchases within the first 3 months of account opening with the Freedom Flex. Outside of that, this card is going to get you 5% back on rotating quarterly categories up to $1,500 spent on that category for that quarter. Outside of that, you're going to be getting 3% back on dining, takeout, and drugstore purchases, and then you're going to be getting 1% back on everything else, as well as 5% when you're booking travel through the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal. Some of these categories include things like gas stations, Target, gym memberships, and grocery store purchases, as well as at the time of filming this video, Chase is also offering you 5% back on the first year of grocery store purchases. Now, the reason why this card is going to be so beneficial is obviously going to be earning that 5% back on those rotating categories, which if you max out that $1,500 spent each quarter, that's going to be $75 in cashback value, as well as this card also has no annual fee, which is really nice to see as well. Now, next up on the list, we have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, this is going to be another no annual fee card from Chase, and similar to the Freedom Flex, it is also going to get you a $200 welcome bonus after you spend $500 in that first 3 months of account opening. With this card, it's going to be a very straightforward 1.5% cash back on every single purchase, outside of dining, takeout, and drugstores, where you'll be getting the same 3% back that you would be getting with the Freedom Flex, but outside of that, you're getting 1.5% back on everything else. And this card does also have the same welcome offer of earning 5% back on groceries within the first year. This offer does change from time to time, but at the current moment when filming this video, those are going to be the welcome offers for the Freedom Unlimited as well as the Freedom Flex card. Now, really quickly, the reason why these two cards work really well together is going to be that you're going to use your Freedom Flex for those rotating quarterly categories, earning you 5% back. And then the Freedom Unlimited is going to be your everyday spend card. So everything that's not in that rotating quarterly category is going to go on your Freedom Unlimited, earning you a great 1.5% unlimited cash back on all your purchases. Now, really quickly, before we move on to the third and final card of the Chase Trifecta, I do want to mention really quickly that the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited, while they are cash back cards, you're actually going to be earning the cash back in the form of ultimate reward points, and those points can be used to redeem for either travel through the Ultimate Travel portal, or you can use them as a statement credit for cashback value. So both of those sign-up bonuses that you receive after getting those cards are going to be in the form of 20,000 ultimate reward points each, which again, like I said, you can use for travel, or if you just want to use them for cashback, you can redeem them at a value of 1 cent per point, getting $200 cashback out of them. Now, for the third and final card that makes up the Chase Trifecta, this is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, this is going to be the first card up on this list that's going to have an annual fee, and that annual fee is going to be $95, but later on I'll show you how you can actually effectively bring that annual fee down to only $45 per year. Now, with the Sapphire Preferred, you're going to be getting 3x points back on dining and takeout, as well as 3x points back on online grocery store purchases. You're also going to be getting 1x on everything else, and that same 5x back on Chase travel purchases through the travel portal, similar to the Freedom Flex as well as that Freedom Unlimited that we talked about. Now, the big benefit of actually having this card is going to be use those points to redeem travel through the Chase travel portal. When you do it through the Sapphire Preferred, you're actually going to be getting an extra 25% value on those points. So the way to do it is do all of your everyday spending on the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited, and then take those points and you can transfer them over to the Sapphire Preferred. And by doing that, you're going to be able to use those points at an extra 25% value for travel booked through that travel portal, giving you really good value on those points. Now that we covered all three cards that make up the Chase Trifecta, before we actually move on to talking about the benefits of all the cards and how they work together, I just want to cover the pros pros and cons of this setup really quickly. Now, the first and biggest con on this list is going to be that the setup involves 3 credit cards. Now, for some people who are newer to credit cards or who just like to keep it simple when it comes to credit cards, 3 credit cards may seem like a lot, and it can be a lot to keep track of with having different due dates and different balances due each month to make sure to pay those off in full. But if you are okay with having a few credit cards in your wallet and combining these together, then it's going to give you a really good setup for earning travel rewards. And for the last con is going to be that the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a card with an annual fee. Now, even though it is $95 and you can offset that pretty easily, which we'll talk about here in a moment, having an annual fee for some people can be a deal breaker. And so that's why I'm going to put it on the cons list. And those are really the only 2 cons that I actually have for this setup. Now, moving over to the pros of this card setup, let's talk about why you're going to benefit from having the Chase Trifecta in your wallet. So first, starting up with that Freedom Flex, we talked about how you're going to be earning 5% back on those rotating quarterly categories, and that's going to be up to that first $1,500 spent in your category for that quarter. And by maxing out that category each quarter, you're going to be earning up to 7,500 ultimate reward points, which have a value of $75 for cash back. Or shortly here, we'll actually cover how you can get more value out of those points with that Sapphire Preferred. Now, moving on to the next card that we talked about, is going to be that Freedom Unlimited. This is going to be your card that you use for all of your spending that's not in that category for the Freedom Flex, because you're going to be earning that 1.5% cash back on everything else, as well as that 3% back on dining and takeout. And lastly, we have that Chase Sapphire Preferred. With the Sapphire Preferred, you're actually not going to want to spend most of your money on this card because you're only earning, outside of that 3% back on dining and takeout, which you would get with the Freedom Flex and the Freedom Unlimited as well, you're only earning 1% back on everything else. So the Freedom Unlimited or that Freedom Flex is definitely going to give you more earning value than the Sapphire Preferred is. Now, one really quick thing to note with the Sapphire Preferred is if you are someone who tends to order your groceries online or ahead of time, you can actually get 3 times back with online grocery purchases with that Sapphire Preferred. So this is the one time I would actually recommend using that card for your spending, but for everything else, either use that Freedom Flex or the Freedom Unlimited. Now, the reason to have the Sapphire Preferred is going to be actually to redeem those ultimate reward points. So we talked about earlier how with the Sapphire Preferred, you can redeem your ultimate rewards points for an extra 25% through that Chase travel portal. So for example, we talked about how you would get $75 or 7,500 ultimate reward points each quarter for maxing out that $1,500 spent on your Freedom Flex. Now, if you were to take those and transfer it over to the Sapphire Preferred, those 7,500 points would now be worth about 9,400 points, so about $94 in value as opposed to $75 in value. And that's the beauty of this setup and why it works so well together, because with that Freedom Unlimited and that Freedom Flex, you're going to be earning 1.5% to 5% cash back on all of your day-to-day purchases, and then you can actually transfer those points over to that Sapphire Preferred and redeem them for an extra 25% value through the Chase travel portal. As well as with having that Sapphire Preferred, you actually unlock the ability to take those points and transfer them out to an eligible Chase airline or travel partner. And I'll put a list of those up on the screen right now so you can see all the partners that they have. And by doing this, you're gonna get a 1-to-1 point transfer ratio, meaning that on the low end, those points are gonna be worth 1 cent per point. However, depending on which partner you're using, sometimes you can get 1.5 cents to even 2 cents per point for those Chase points when you transfer them out to an airline or hotel partner, which is going to be super nice as well. Now, earlier I had mentioned that you'll actually be able to offset the annual fee of the Sapphire Preferred by a little bit, and that's due to the fact that with the Sapphire Preferred, every single year Chase gives you a $50 hotel credit. Now, with this credit, all you have to do is book a hotel through the Chase travel portal, and by doing that, that $50 hotel credit is automatically going to be applied to your account. And so by using that, you're effectively making the annual fee of this card only $45 per year. I definitely like the $50 hotel credit because anybody can use it. As long as you're traveling at least 1 time a year, then you can take advantage of that $50 hotel credit and effectively make the annual fee of the Sapphire Preferred only $45 per year. Now, with that Sapphire Preferred as well, Chase does actually give you a nice list of premium travel benefits benefits that you get with this card. I won't cover each benefit that you get, but I will put it up on the screen so you can see that for yourself. But really quickly, two of my favorites are going to be the rental car insurance, as well as that trip interruption and or delay insurance, which I find very nice to have on a card as well. One more thing to mention with the Sapphire Preferred as well is this card has no foreign transaction fees. So the other two cards that we mentioned on this list are going to have a foreign transaction fee of 3%, which can add up really quickly when you're traveling internationally. So adding that Sapphire Preferred into the mix is also going to give you no foreign transaction fees. So when you're doing any kind of international travel, it's going to be a very good card for you to have as well. Now, with all that being said and everything that we had just covered in this video, personally, I still do believe that for 2023, the Chase Trifecta is going to be one of the best credit card setups for any individual to have, not only for earning things like free travel, but for any individual who just wants to not only maximize their spending and maximize the amount of rewards that they're earning, but also get good redemption value for those rewards and also get cool things like free travel as well. But I am curious to know what you guys think of the Chase Trifecta setup for 2023. Do you guys still believe that it's one of the best credit card setups for free travel? Do you have the Chase Trifecta, or are you thinking about getting the Chase Trifecta? Definitely let me know by dropping a comment down below. I'd be interested to hear from you. Now, if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, I'd appreciate if you could drop a like down below, as well as share it with a friend who might find it informative as well, as it does help me out a tremendous amount. And if you're interested in other videos just like this, where I cover personal credit and finance tips, make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're down there and turn on the post notifications so you never miss a new upload. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in today, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.